Nick, I'll leave it up to you. Apparently, last week you wanted to introduce us and be the lead, quote unquote, of this podcast. So go ahead.
Hey, I'll be whispering. Can you hear me?
Oh my God, yeah. Get away from
Can you
that
hear,
mic.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You
Can
know
you
what
hear
you
me? Can you hear me? Can you hear
that's
me?
that's good right there. You know what you sound like? Those fucking bitches from SNL with the shreddy balls. You ever see
Oh,
that
sweaty
skit?
balls, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you sound like one of those girls.
Well, welcome one and all to the Mix It Up podcast. I am Mike. That is Nick.
You mess it up. I'm Mike. You're Mike. I'm Nick.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Well,
yep.
welcome everybody. It's good to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
You sound like I don't know, like some like old school jazz cat. You're talking so low right now. We're recording literally at midnight
Yeah.
after a softball game. So yeah. I mean, we're 1-1. We did win the first game, but
It
we
did.
lost the second game, unfortunately.
Yeah, this softball season has been insane already.
It has been great.
We've almost gotten into we've gotten into a huge argument with the umpires, and then today we almost got into a heated argument because somebody stepped to the team.
They did. You were pitching,
Yeah,
and apparently, like when you hit a softball up the middle, I don't know what do they call it?
shoot the middle.
Shoot the middle or whatever. And then I guess somebody on the other team, I didn't hear it. I guess you heard it. What'd they say?
So this dude shot the middle, and it was like a few feet away from my face, right?
Mhm.
And usually when that happens, the other team goes, "Oh, my fault," right?
Yeah, right.
Nobody says anything from the bench when somebody shoots the fucking middle, unless they're being dickheads. So somebody on the bench goes, "Yeah, what the
Send the
fuck did he
message.
say? Yeah, yeah, send a message." So like, I was like, "What?" Like that's the opposite of what you're supposed to say. So I threw like one pitch, and it
Mhm.
was irking me. It was irking me. So I turned to them. I was like, "Just out of curiosity, what the fuck did you mean by send a message when this dude just shot the fucking middle?" And they just were like, "The fuck, are you kidding me right now?" And I'm like, one of the guy was said something. I was like, all right, that's fine. Like I just wanted to know what the fuck they meant. You know what I mean? Like you don't say that. That's a disrespectful fucking thing. I like we're all there having a good time. Send them a fucking message.
Yeah, right. You don't
The
want
fuck out of here.
anybody in softball. You don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want
Right.
the pitcher, especially, get a rocket back at their face. Yeah. So it's like it definitely. I didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what was going on when you originally said something. I thought you were just joking around.
Yeah.
I think everybody else kind of like didn't hear it because we were just like, what's? We were all looking at each other like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
And then then we realized after the fact, but then after I think the game, they one of the kids apologized or whatever.
Yeah. I mean the kid who hit the ball, I think, he was like, yo, I didn't mean anything by that. I knew he didn't mean anything by that. It was his stupid fucking friend on the bench being
Okay,
wise
so
asses, you know?
yeah, I wish I knew. Like, I don't know who that was. I wish I knew. Like, I guess he's the one that didn't apologize. He didn't fucking say anything. But it's
Fuck out of
probably
here.
one of those things where he said something, and then he was like, "I probably shouldn't have said that." And his team kind of like looked like, "So, yo, what are you doing?" And then he kind of just like shut up and didn't say anything the rest of the game. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Because it got pretty quiet after that. I gotta say, I was like, oh shit.
good. I mean,
I'm like, are we gonna fight
fuck him.
again? Are we gonna fight again?
Listen, and I'm trying to put myself in the position like if somebody on our team said that, like how I'd react if they said something back to us. But nobody on our team would ever say something so stupid,
Yeah, that's very true.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Nobody would say anything like, yeah, like take his head off. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you said, yeah, I think you had the saying of something with the Karate Kid.
Yeah. Put him in the body bag,
Yeah,
Johnny.
and then yeah, that guy
Right.
crazy and shit. Yeah, that's fucking nuts, man.
Dude, the umpire jumped out from behind the plate immediately and was like, no, you guys are not doing this right now.
He handled it right. I
He
gotta
did.
give the umpire credit, man. He came out, he squashed that shit
Yeah.
and put an end to it. That's a good umpire. I
Yeah,
gotta give him credit. That was a good umpire. He put his foot down. He's like, "Yeah, we're not having that tonight." And then we're like, "Yeah, we're all good."
dude, I would love to see somebody charge the mound and I just kneecap him in the face. You
Can you
know, like if what?
can you imagine somebody charging the man in softball? That
Yeah,
would be great. I mean, we did kind of see a fight last year,
last year.
right?
Yeah, yeah. To charge the mount.
Yeah, he kind of did. Like he kind of like was up, but the other guy was just like took his fucking mitt,
Yeah,
the pitcher, and he just chucked it at him. I'm like, yo, that's if that's your mitt, I'm not
yeah,
fucking chucking my mitt at somebody's head. I'm just
yeah.
gonna drop my mitt like a gentleman, and then I'm gonna punch you square in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, getting into a fist fight over softball is
It's
bizarre. That's
crazy.
like you want to yell at each other, that's fine.
Yeah,
Like have fun, have at it. You know what I mean? Rip into each other, but to turn it into a legit fight,
yeah, that's crazy.
oh, man.
Over a ball that's even like it's much bigger than a regular ball. So it's almost like, dude, what are you doing with your life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You're not gonna argue over this dumb looking fucking gigantic. It's a ball that's rounder than an original baseball. You play softball, like come on, relax. Everybody just chill out, man. It's fucking softball. We're just there to fucking hang out, hit, which I dominated. I was 3 for 4 tonight. I fucking crushed it. I was on fucking
Nice.
fire. And I walked also on my fifth at bat because I'm a team player. We need the runs. But yeah, I felt good. I felt very zen, man. I felt very zen out there today.
That's good.
Yeah, I think
We
I think you need to get to that place. I think you need
no, I
to get
was
to that
zen.
place.
I was
Yeah,
very zen.
yeah, but you let outside bullshit, which you were right to say something, but maybe if you were more zen, you'd be like, you turn to him and be like, I will take that as an insult and I will dominate the rest of this game. And then you
Yeah.
fucking just dominate. I think, I don't know, I think our team needs to be like fucking zen in order to win the whole fucking thing this year. That's just what I think.
What if I turned to him and I said, "Do you think that's nice, butthead?"
They'd be like, motherfucker.
you
That's
know,
the ultimate insult.
you know
Insult.
what? If I turned to them and said, "Do you think that's nice of you to say?" Like that would have stunned them.
Yeah, it would have made them be like,
He could hurt me.
they would all turn to each other like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't understand this. This is some like kindergarten shit, where
Yeah.
the teacher makes you apologize. That's what it would seem like. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It'd be like, oh my God, I was wrong, right? And then
Mhm.
I'm bad, and then I have to apologize. It's fucking kindergarten shit. That would
Yeah.
be fucking fantastic if you did that. That would have been that if people started doing that, right? Instead of reacting like all fucking like crazy baboons that we all
Mhm.
are,
Yeah.
it would probably make the world a better place.
Definitely.
Because you would turn to them, you would be more high class, and then they would feel like shit.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, you know what? I'm never ever gonna do that again. I
Yeah.
want to be high class. I want to be above all that.
Right.
And then I think once you become above all the bullshit, you know what I mean? 'Cause I think we're all swimming in it. We're all swimming in bullshit. But I
Hmm.
think once we're above the bullshit, I think we become more like enlightened or more like just more like I know I'm kind of feel like filling my own ego, but I'm feeling like maybe we're just like, yeah, we're above all that bullshit, man. You're down here, I'm up here. I think that's the way to go. And then I tell you, more people will be like, you know what? I'm above the bullshit. And we all try to be above instead of going down a few
Hmm.
layers. We're all trying to be above the next person. You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
if I do you a favor, right? If I like, all right, here, like I helped you out, I gave you something, or
Give me
you
an
know,
example. Give us an example.
like a favor,
Like what? A
like what?
detail. Give us a detail. Give us a detail.
All right, maybe I give you a ride to get your car fixed or whatever. You needed a ride, right? You
Okay.
stuck there. I fucking do that. That's my example, right? Then you have to try to top that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then the next person tries to top that, and etc.
Right.
Until everybody's trying to top each other with goodness.
Hmm.
And then nobody's a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a place where nobody's a dick? right? What is that? Where is that place? That'd be hilarious to fucking go to, right?
Hmm.
A place
Um.
with no dicks.
Yeah, lesbian bar.
Yeah, besides, I mean, I would I would go there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I would
I went to a
definitely.
lesbian bar once.
Would you try to change them?
I did.
You
I
did.
tried. I tried to convert some of them. Yeah.
You tried to convert.
Yeah. It was
I
called the
mean,
Cubby Hole. The Cubby Hole in Manhattan. We had no idea that it was a lesbian bar, but we walked in and we were like, "Oh my god, there's so many chicks." It was a lesbian bar.
yeah, all the chicks were like, what, with short hair, short
No,
spiky hair.
no, no.
They were banging, right?
Some of them were
Yeah,
hot.
because it's New York City, man. I'm telling
Hmm.
you. Yeah, so I mean, hey, listen, Lesbos, if you want to go to the chubby bar and shit, have a good time. That'd be fantastic to try to convert one. I know I drove a few the other way,
Oh,
to
yeah.
lesbian,
Hmm.
and I would love to fucking like get them back. You know what I mean? Give me the opportunity to get you back.
Yeah. You'll
You
fail.
know,
You'll
that's
you'll fail at that.
yeah. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, I drove two to lesbianism that I know of,
Yeah.
so it's crazy.
Well, that is crazy. Well, I think we got a lot of topics to talk about, and we're gonna have to talk about them speedy because we're only going 45 minutes
Right.
max tonight because we're
Facts.
tired. We're
Yeah.
tired,
Right.
motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we need to shoot it up, man. Give me a
Yep.
topic.
All right, I'm gonna give you a topic right here. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, host from The View says there's a lot of stupidity going on lately. Host
True.
from The View says being black or Hispanic does not make you immune from being a white supremacist.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
let's break this down about because I had people going after my Twitter feed saying that, oh, the Spanish guy could be a white supremacist. All right, how does that work? How does that work? If you're Spanish, if you're black, if you're Asian, how do you be a white supremacist? I don't get it. Wouldn't you just be a supremacist of what you believe in, what your views are?
Well, maybe there are lunatics out there who believe that the white man is the ultimate race, and that's when they become white supremacists as well. I guess you don't have to be white in order
Is
to
that
become a white
real?
supremacist. I think
Come on. I've been arguing with people over fucking Twitter on this. I'm like, you can't be a white supremacist if you're a different fucking nationality or fucking race
I
or
think you can.
color. That's insane. So like, if I feel like I'm Chinese on the inside, right, I could be like, hey, I have Chinese supremacy.
No, you don't have to feel like you're Chinese. You just have to say the Chinese are the best. I wish I was Chinese. They
Shit.
are the ultimate. That's
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe I'm a Chinese supremacist. I gotta admit, maybe,
Yeah.
I love their fucking views.
Right.
You know, I love everything about like the culture, in Japan, right? Japan's like another Asian um country, for people that don't know. But they're I think they have the very lowest amount of murders like with guns like ever. I think two people got murdered by guns in Japan for the whole year. They have like the lowest like,
Really.
rate.
Yeah.
And people like equate that. Like, see, Japan could do it. They don't have fucking assault rifles there. I'm like, I think it goes deeper than all the assault rifles and guns because people like to blame the guns on all the murders and all the mass murders that's going around in the United States. But I think people are just like blaming like that on the guns instead of just looking at the culture of people, the culture of like Japan, to be honest, like is so much better. They teach you values, they teach you morals. It's very tight like that. I think, United States is like too low, too like loose with their morals and values that
Mhm.
of course Japan ain't gonna go fucking around like shooting and killing each other and shit. Like, and but besides like United States now, we're the opposite end of the spectrum. We don't have that good culture. We don't have that good values and that moral support like Japan teaches their people.
Yeah.
We're like on a far end where it's just like, I mean, some of us, like it's so bad, it's so fucking awful that you're gonna get access to something, whether it's gonna be an assault rifle, a fucking machete, and these people going out like killing. It really ties into like the culture and how you're brought up. Japan is doing something right. If they have the lowest or whatever, they're doing something right. And you don't even see like a lot of the big time assaults in Japan either. You don't see like a lot of fucking fighting and shit. So
How could you ever be mad if you eat hibachi 3 times a day? That's what they're doing right.
is that fucking shit good? I never had it.
You never had hibachi before.
Nah,
Why?
because I hate that kind of food. I can't eat it, dude. I've been to
Can't eat
numerous.
steak.
Is it? Is it
You
fucking
can't.
or is it
You can't.
sushi?
You can't sit down at a hibachi restaurant where they cook in front of you making fried rice and steak, Mike.
I mean, that sounds okay, but I'm thinking more along. Is that what hibachi is?
It's just the guy sits in front of you and cooks for you.
Like steak though, like American steak.
Japanese steak, you
All
racist
right,
piece of shit.
all right. So maybe, maybe I'll fucking like it or whatever. Maybe I got. I think
There's like
yeah,
there's
I've had that
nothing
before.
there's nothing to not like. It's fucking steak and
Okay,
rice and
okay, okay,
vegetables.
okay. Maybe I'm thinking about like the real like hardcore like sushi shit. I'm thinking sushi in
And,
my head.
and you know what? That in itself, Michael, is racist.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I'm just misinformed.
No, you're
Okay.
racist.
So I just need to get educated. Okay. So now
Yeah.
you educate. Hibachi is something different. Hibachi
Right.
sounds like something I'd be into. Like, listen, I've
Yeah.
been to barbecues. People cooked in front of me many of times, and I ate that stuff. So I wouldn't mind sitting down and eating that stuff. But as far as like the other fucking shit, do like the sushi and shit, dude, I can't fucking eat that.
No?
Nah, there's no way. I tried multiple times on multiple occasions where I went to like good restaurants and sat down there, and I'm just like, you know what? Just give me the fucking peas, the pea bowl. I'll fucking squeeze them out, and I'll eat those fucking joints all fucking night and drink their beer, and that's what I did. Yeah, I can't get into it like that.
Sushi rocks, bro. I love sushi.
Yeah,
Eh.
you
Larry
know what I'm
David.
saying?
Larry fucking David over here.
I'd rather have a chicken parm.
All right, we gotta jump. We gotta jump to another topic now, don't we?
Shoot.
Um, let's see what's fun here. Okay. Poisoned her husband with fentanyl to death, then wrote a kid's grief book about it. Never be fooled by looks alone, nor someone's ability to sound sympathetic.
You need to back away from the microphone a little bit.
Okay. Widow who wrote grief book after husband died, charged with his murder. So she poisoned him and then wrote a book about it.
All right, that's a little nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much like described it perfectly. This woman, I guess, laces food or whatever, or drinks with fentanyl and pretty murder. But the book was like even like more insane. She wrote like a children's book on it. And let me see if I can find it here. It was pretty fucking dark. Pretty much like people were
Really?
yeah, they were complaining about how dark the children's book became.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think oh yeah, I do have it here. All right, here's like some of like the reviews on this book. After she murdered her husband and she wrote a children's book, how they would feel about one of their parents fucking dying.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like one of the things was like, all right, the first half of the book, this is a review. The first half of the book was dark, had a lot of dark thoughts and pictures, and she's like, how does that help a child grieving?
Mm-hmm.
Be so depressed and just reading this book, and it was just like rampant. Then another guy, at first glance, this book seems to be a heartwarming way to tell like children to deal with like personal loss. Unfortunately, it missed the mark and instead portrays an almost creepy, haunting situation for children.
Hmm.
Dealing with the parent a loss of a parent and difficult trials in life. So these people actually like read the book, and it seems like she was so messed up, so screwed up in the head, when she wrote this book that she murdered her husband before she even wrote this book. Like this is some like psycho shit. And she's a good looking fucking girl too, man.
She's hot, super hot. And she doesn't even look crazy. She looks like a normal person.
Yeah, she just looks like a random fucking girl, man. Random.
Yeah.
She turned out to be like a fucking murderer.
That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely got the motivation to like write that book.
Yeah.
And the book is still available on Amazon if anybody wants to order it.
Mhm.
And her book is named Are You With Me? It's still on Amazon, still a children's book, but people are saying it's like very dark for children. I'm like, if these people notice how dark it was, they should have probably like this is probably what was the giveaway to like figuring
Yeah,
out that
probably.
she killed her husband because how fucking scary that fucking book was.
Yeah.
You know, that's like some fucking Stephen King shit. Maybe
Yeah.
she should have married Stephen King.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, speaking of Stephen King, a California panel has approved payments of up to $1.2 million in reparations to black residents in the state.
all right. Nobody's seeing that money. There's nobody ever seen a dime of that fucking money.
Yeah.
Were we just gonna like print up this kind of fucking money to give to people for reparations or whatever? Like, why is this a thing? Why are they coming up with this right now?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
just another thing to stir the pot? It's like
Must be.
it's like when like the people Ron Goldblum's parents and whatever, like when OJ killed him,
Yeah.
then those people are like, all right, so like they lost originally, then they went for a civil suit, which they won the civil suit because OJ was liable for the murders. So okay, OJ's liable for the murders, so you could get the civil suit money, right? And they were awarded some absurd amount of money, like $80 million, whatever the fuck it was. I'm not too sure, but they never seen a dime of that fucking $80 million. It's gonna be the same shit with this fucking thing, reparations. Like, all right, listen, I'm Irish. My ancestors were Irish slaves. They were thrown in the middle of the ocean. So give me money, because I deserve it. Me,
Right.
a guy that
Yeah.
was born now that had nothing to do with that time on this planet, right? Just because the color of my skin and my orientation, I have to pay out of my tax dollars. This money's going to come out of my tax dollars? No, that's not going to happen. Or is it just because I was born the same color as these people, unfortunately, back in the day, that got whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get paid because of them when I had nothing to do with them.
Right.
It's just I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just messed up.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I'm thinking of it in a weird way now because like when I first saw it, I was like, this is the dumbest thing. When I first heard about it, it was the dumbest thing. Now I'm looking at it as if like, say you know, I've read something that um we all say, oh, you have no idea what it was like to be a slave or anything like that. You weren't one. Your parents weren't one or something like that. But certain things stick with you through like your genetics and like through a culture. You know what I mean? They are tied. They are tied. A lot of black people are tied to slavery, and that's gone through the lineage. You know what I mean? So I think subconsciously they still feel like a lot of them might feel like this, like I can't even fucking believe that happened. Like we probably can't. We have trouble
Yeah,
saying like how could they have slavery and treat these people like this? But
yeah,
think about it, if it was like 150 years of your lineage down the line. So like those people may really feel it, especially if they knew their grandparents and like or great grandparents. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's a
So
good point.
in an instance like that, like if somebody just slaps you $10,000 and says, "Hey, listen, I know it's not the most, but they might say, hey, shit, like, thank you. You know what I mean? At least you acknowledge like that my great grandfather was a slave and he made nothing. Now here's a few grand. I think if you could prove it, sure, give him some money. Like make him feel better. You know what I mean? Like at least don't wash it under the carpet. But every black person, that's the color of your skin. They're saying every black person. They weren't. Every black person wasn't a slave. You know, so you should have to be able to tie the lineage back. I think. Then give him some money. You know.
Okay. Okay. Like, hey, listen, it's the first time I ever heard an argument like that. Usually on Twitter, it's like, kind of like one sided or whatever, or either side. There's no like kind of like, rationale to it. That's
Right.
kind of rationale to me. It's rational,
Right.
but it's like, it's crazy. I don't know how you prove it. How do you go back there? Because it's like if you go look at every continent or whatever, every country, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, there were slaves for every race. It wasn't just black people. There was white slaves, there was European slaves.
Mm-hmm.
There was slaves for everybody from the beginning of time. And this it's stated, that we know that that's facts. Like we know there was always people that, other people took advantage of to make them do the hard labor, the hard work that they didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like the way it was. Like, unfortunately, that's the way it was back in the day. We come like, when we talk about like United States or the world in general, there's a lot of poison in our history. There's no doubt about it. We just didn't come out and just be this terrific race of, humans. You know what I mean? There was assholes. We
Yeah.
have, that's the reason why we have wars to this day. There was assholes going back all the way back to the beginning of time. So, I mean, so now it's like, all right, is the woke people trying to correct this, or is it just gonna be like, you know what? There was a lot of poison in it. We got to do something to make everybody more included. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. I don't know what the answer is. I wish I knew, but I don't know. It's tough if you just look back, look in every history book. I mean, there's always pieces of shits, and that's why we have the problems of the world today, because we had pieces of shit that ran the fucking show from the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we need like something or somebody to clean this shit so we could just have like a good, peaceful world to live on with no bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where we could just like, all right, let's start now. Let's start fresh. Forget about history. Let's start fresh and move forward. But
Right.
we don't have fucking no leadership like that, man. We'll never have that, unfortunately. Unless you want to listen to this podcast and you want us to be president and vice president. Obviously, since I do the show, I'll be president, and then Nick
Right.
will be vice president. So
Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind.
yeah, so that's how it would work.
That'd be cool.
It would be fucking pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you gotta like and subscribe to the podcast.
Right. It's true. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Oh, there was one thing. Oh, yeah. Weddings.
Tell me.
So I went to 2 weddings over the weekend.
Two.
Dan got married. Congrats, buddy. And which was great. It was great seeing everybody. And then my buddy that I work with got married on Sunday. Awesome venue, City Winery in the Hudson Valley.
Nice.
And I was hanging out with the drummer from Skid Row.
Oh
the
yeah.
band.
Yeah.
It's like in life is most badass song. So I got introduced to him, and I played it cool at first,
Right.
and then when we were going inside to go to the table, I looked at him. I was like, "Hey man, 18
Pull
in
it
life."
out.
Yeah, I was like, 18 in life is like one of the most badass songs of all time. And he just put his arm around me and he was like, "Thanks, man." He like squeezed me, like appreciate it, like awesome, right?
Hey, that's cool.
So him and Mig Ayes from the play, the lead guy from the play, they're in a band together. So they were both at the wedding, and then they ended up sitting at our table, even though their table number wasn't the same as ours. They loved us so much. They're like, we're combining it. I don't know if they loved us so much, but so then when I'm at the table, I'm like starstruck. I'm like, if you ever like tell a girl you like her and then
Yeah.
then you can't look at her anymore, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was in
that's
sixth grade.
yeah, that's what I did. So I couldn't look at him, and I was just like pretending like I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing from the corner of my eye. And then eventually I got drunk enough, and I went up to him, and I was like, "This is it. I'm going for it." And I went like this. Well, how's it feel knowing that you were in one of the most badass bands of all time, right? And he's like, "Whoa." He's like, "Yeah, man. I don't even know how to answer that right now. I don't even know how to answer that." And I was like, I don't what? I'd be like, yo, it was so fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hookers everywhere, women just throwing themselves at you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I stumped him.
Dude, yeah, how can you not be like, oh, cocaine off asses? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cocaine off asses.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said if I was in Skid Row.
Yeah.
I mean, just say it how it is, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This wasn't like Counting Crows and shit. This
Right.
is Skid Row.
Yeah.
That shit must have been just fucking nuts.
Yeah. And then he got up because there was a live band there at the wedding. Rob Fuso got up behind the drums and Miguel Isa got up and they sang I'll Remember You by Skid Row. And then they did a what's it called song? A Queen song. They call me Mr. Fahrenheit. You know that song? I'm traveling at the speed of
I think so.
light. Don't stop me now. So yeah, that was a good one. But have you ever been starstruck?
Wow, I've ever been starstruck. I don't think so. Like I
No.
never met like any like my big bands that I was following or
Yeah.
sports. I actually like, you know what? I didn't meet John Starks from the Knicks. Me and Miguel Plywood, we went to like a place, a venue where like Starks was there, and was got like autographs or whatever. Like he was like my idol. It's for people that know me, like they know like I love basketball. Basketball is my sport. I love the Knicks.
Yeah.
John Starks played for the Knicks. He shot 3 pointers. I shot 3 pointers. I was just like he was like my idol growing up. I love John Stark. So meeting
Yeah.
him was just like I was just like, but I was like fucking cool with him. Like I was like, oh, we're talking
Yeah.
about like hoop or whatever. He
Yeah.
play? Like I know he played like he just golfs or whatever. And then he was talking about like I played. I told him I played with your son at the sports club a few times.
And then he was
And
like, "What'd you say about what'd you do to my son? You been
I
playing
told
with my boy."
I'm like I dominated him. And then so we were just like
Yeah,
so it was pretty cool.
that's
Pretty
cool.
fucking cool, yeah.
Mike's conversation. Yeah. I spoke with John Starks. I spoke with him. This is the conversation. Hi, John. Basketball. And
You
he's
made
like,
it.
yeah, Mike.
Did you make a lot of hoops? And he was like, "Yes,
Yes,
yes,
Mike.
Mike. I made a lot of hoops." I'm like, "Okay, bye." And then like, yeah, that was my moment with my idol, John Starks.
Yeah. We got to know each other. I shot the shit with him for fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah, I shot this shit with him.
It's
Hoop,
hilarious.
good. Basketball, yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. That's funny. All right, let's see. What else we got here? La 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 la. All right. City of Dallas disrupted by large cyber attack impacting multiple services. The city of Dallas experienced a large cyber attack that affected many important computer systems. As a result, it became difficult for the city to function
Yeah,
properly.
like nine, like think about it, like 911 calls
Yeah.
had to do it like kind of like verbally and pass on the information, like instead of going through the computer system to like you know other avenues or whatever. So
Yeah.
like it shot down that, but this is a warning, man. This is like the tip of the iceberg because if they could just like do a random attack, a random
Yeah.
cyber attack on just point blank Dallas, Texas, right? Dallas, Texas, right? That was it. That should be a warning sign to be like, hey, if they do this to like, what's stopping Russia or China from like doing a cyber attack against certain parts? of the United States. What happens if
Right.
they target New York, all of New York? It would just, it would literally throw everything into chaos.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
shut down the internet. You can't do anything. You can't pay your bills.
Mm.
Can't do this.
Can't
Nothing.
Uber Eat.
You know what I mean? You can't fucking do any of that shit. Or you fucking whole your whole internet's down. Your whole fucking like power grid. What if they do the power grid and you won't be able to like you have no fucking power for weeks or whatever, and there's
Right.
nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would just it would make people lose their minds. I don't think people are ready for it. I don't think people are prepared for that kind of situation
No.
because especially the people like, listen, I knew how it was before the internet, before any of that shit. I'll be okay. I'm talking about the newbies, right? That
Yeah.
they just rely on this shit. They just think the internet's just like some kind of thing that you just always have.
Right.
Oh, it's not something you always have. It's something they're gonna be like you could be without, and then all of a sudden you're not gonna know what you're gonna do with yourselves if you have
Right.
no fucking phone.
Yeah.
It's a problem, bro. It's definitely a problem,
Okay. It's a problem, girl.
bro, girl.
Oh, I thought you said girl. Yo, that is the craziest shit I think you ever said though, because little kids really they've been born into this invisible thing that we've never been born into anything invisible. Religion, they teach you, it's invisible. But
True,
this fucking
very true.
this is insane. It's insane. It's
Yeah,
invisible.
yeah, it's invisible, but it's always like it just seems like it's a part of them. Like they
It's
always
part
had
of
it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Like what do they do when their modem breaks down for fucking like 45 minutes and they have no internet? Should they just like
They
die?
scream. They scream.
You know what I'm saying? So they must freak out during those points. You know what I mean? Imagine just being like without it totally.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I honestly don't know if those kind of people could handle it.
I don't know. But
You know?
what do you think? Yeah, I feel you on that. But imagine 50 years from now, what's going to be next?
Like as far as like technology wise.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. We'll probably have like I don't know, like telepathically or whatever. Like if people start reading like our minds or my minds with some advanced computer system, I don't want to be around. You know what I mean? That's just it's
Yeah.
just saying. What if a dumb thought just pops in my head and you could understand
Right.
that? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Checkout girl from CBS. I did want to picture you naked, but
Right.
not. I'm sorry about that. It was just a thought in my head. Sorry you read that. That'd be horrible. That'd be
So
fucking horrible.
everybody on this planet would be put in jail in day one if they fucking had that shit like linked
There's
up like that.
nothing. There's nothing you could do about it because the thoughts you want to be like suppress your thoughts, but
Yeah.
it's just fucking. It's not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna fucking happen.
No. Yeah. Oh shit.
That's that's the danger. That's the
What?
danger of this fucking technology and shit that we
Oh
fucking
yeah.
got going on.
Yeah. It's fucking yeah. It's too much, man. That's why you got to take some money out of your bank and keep it fucking socked up under your bed because
Listen,
that shit goes down. See
it,
ya.
it doesn't even matter if you even have like cash, right? Which cash is pieces of paper. If you still have that, it's not going to be worth anything. People are going to look at it like, why are you giving me this pieces of paper?
Yeah.
Kids, a lot of these kids that right nowadays, they don't even know about like cash. They pay everything with their fucking like card. If you look at
Yeah.
them, sometimes I give cash to like the cashiers or like the young cashiers at like a
Yeah.
supermarket or like a CVS Walgreens. They're like cash. And then some of them pull out gloves like they never seen it before. They put on like gloves, a hazmat suit, and they're like, "The fuck is this? I gotta put bills in this fucking thing." Yeah, it's different now. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Don't worry about having physical cash. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't mean anything. All fucking things it just means is like, all right, this is amount on a fucking computer fucking screen. That's all it is. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
I know.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where we are. But listen, we're gonna wrap this show up early.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nick is overtired.
Yes.
He is cranky.
Yes.
He almost started another fight in softball. But besides all that crazy shit, he is doing good things. And one of the good things he did put up on his personal YouTube account, you put up a song that you created during quarantine.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that you fucking put that video out because I decided to listen to the very first episode we did on my ride to work this morning of the Mix It Up podcast. And it was just very crazy how we were talking about the whole quarantine thing is we were out like I think we started recording in 2021. So we were just talking about the whole quarantine being locked down with Dill Money. Dill Money was on the episode early. And we're just talking about the whole thing of how the effects, like how people are going to be so messed up coming out the pandemic. And then you uploaded this song. What's the title of the song?
Hang My Head.
And it was something about the, dealing with the quarantine and
Yeah.
dealing with like, do you love me? I love me. I don't know if I love myself. Like, yeah, like some kind of like line in that I kind of liked.
Yeah.
Song was good. You played it with the guitar acoustically. I think that's the proper word, how to use that.
Somewhat.
But before we wrap this up, we're gonna play that song at the end.
Nice.
So you'll hear that song, right almost in the next like couple seconds. But before we go, like and subscribe, smash that button, all that fucking jazz. All right.
Hell yeah.
So with that, we out.
Peace.